Chiro Hustle. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession on the world's #1 chiropractic podcast. Before we dive into this powerful episode, please remember to subscribe to our channels and give us a 5-star rating on iTunes to continue hustling. This episode is brought to you by Excite Medical and the DRX 9000, Chiro HD, Softwave, Cool Blue VA, Bridge Financial, 100% Chiropractic, Chiro Health USA, Chiro Script AI, Chiro Moguls, the Chiro Speaking Company, New Patients in a Box, Pure Chiro Notes, Titronics, Sherman College of Chiropractic, Life Chiropractic College West, Pro Hockey Chiros, Pro Baseball Chiros, and the IFCO. You can benefit from a full list of sponsors by visiting our sponsor page at chirohustle.com/sponsors. Links in the description. Now, let's hustle.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 648 of the Chiro Hustle podcast. I'm your producer, Luke Millette, and here's your host, James Chester.
So today we had the opportunity of interviewing Dr. Lance Zuidema. And if you want to hear our conversation about faith and community, stay tuned for the full episode. Welcome back. This is another episode of the Chiro Hustle podcast. It's 648 of these. I have Lance Zuidema on with me today. Been hanging out with this guy past couple years. Whenever I go up to Grand Rapids, Michigan, we make sure that we go out and get a meal together. So I'm really thankful for that, and really thankful that he's taken the opportunity to talk to me today on the Chiro Hustle podcast about faith and community, and possibly some mission work that he's going to be taking a journey to go do. And before we jump into Dr. Lance's story and everything about him and what we talk about on the Chiro Hustle podcast, I just let everyone know our big why. Why do we do what we do? First things first, I do this because, Dr. Lance, sometimes I feel like people just need to hear the same thing over and over and over. And even if people only listen to 2 minutes of our show, they're going to get something powerful about this profession that they've never heard before, possibly even chiropractors. You know, when I talk to people about educated intelligence, they're like, what is that? So that's a big reason why I do this intro the way I do. First things first, we protect freedom of speech. I think it's essential that everybody has the ability to have free will to say what they need to say. And that's something that's really beautiful about being from America and still having those rights. Medical freedom and family health freedom. I feel like those things have to be addressed when I do this opener, because a lot of people have been duped and they don't know where to go or who to trust. I always tell people to go find a neighborhood chiropractor, and if they have questions about medical freedom or family health freedom, those things specifically, a chiropractor can give them guidance. And then philosophically, we protect B.J. Palmer's sacred trust. It's B.J. Palmer's last words. If you guys don't know what that is, go to our show notes and you're going to find more about B.J. Palmer's sacred trust. And this is for the college kids. This is for the students, Dr. Lance. This is why I do this part, is because they're taking subluxation, innate intelligence, universal intelligence out of the college core. So if you guys know a chiropractic student out there, share this. Share the show with these students because they need to hear these stories. And we do believe in innate intelligence and universal intelligence over here. We believe that when man or woman, the physical gets adjusted, it connects them to man or woman, the spiritual. I know that sounds like some woo-woo to some people, but that's some philosophy of chiropractic. And subluxation is something that we support as well. And I think that has to be shared with these chiropractic students. So with that, Dr. Lance, welcome to the show.
Thanks, James. Really appreciate you having me.
It's like drinking out of a fire hose right there, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, I think, kicking off, I was just with you a couple weeks ago at the MAC up in Traverse City, and I had a 2-hour talk there. It's my first ever talking for that long, but it was really good to reconnect with the Michigan Chiropractic Association and seeing some familiar faces up there and seeing you again. So thank you, Mac, for having me out there as one of your presenters this past year. I know that you're an active member of that group, so I just wanted to say a big shout out.
Yes, sir. It was a great having you. It was a great speech. A lot of things that chiropractors needed to hear and probably did not expect to hear. It was very bold, and I love being there for you.
Thanks, man. And I think that we're doing better together. That's the main thing. Is I was like, hey, go find all the chiropractors in your hometown or where you live, and make a list of them and go meet them, and build some fellowship, build some community, and get adjusted. How about that? So, anyways, that was one of the lines I went down with the talk, and it was a lot of fun for me. So, but let's get into your journey. How long you been out there? 8 years or 9?
Well, I graduated in 2012, so we're going on 12, 13 years.
Oh, so 13 years out there as a chiropractor. How did you decide that this was the right journey for you?
Back, I think it was in high school, I had a typical chiropractic story where I blew my back out. High school football ruined me. And then going through that journey in college, I can remember specifically getting in my Camaro and driving to East Lansing, and I had to stop halfway because I couldn't get out of my car. So I had a summer class I was taking, and I turned around after laying on a picnic table for 45 minutes and drove back home. And the first thing I'm like, Mom, I need help. I bent over to pick up a pen and I can't get back up. So my mom brought me to her chiropractor, and long story short, after going through college and some different outdoor business opportunities in the hunting world, landed back on chiropractic. The first guy who gave me an opportunity changed my life course, and I'll be ever grateful for that. But he saw me struggling with which ways I wanted to go, and he's like, you see, I helped you. We help a lot of people. What about chiropractic? I'm like, hey, I think I can do that. And so I learned, got through school, and there I had a job.
How old were you when you got this back injury?
Originally, I was a sophomore in high school. And then the first time I actually got treated was 20.
Wow. So you were in college at that point.
Yes, I was at college at Michigan State.
So let me turn back the clock a little bit. So you were 20 years old and you were laid up on a picnic bench, and you're like, what am I going to do with my life? And you decided chiropractic at that point?
No, it was more of I need to go to the chiropractor when I got home. And as through that journey of how quickly and efficiently my life changed through chiropractic, it kind of morphed into, yeah, I can do this. This is really cool. I can help a lot of people doing this.
So talk to me about the journey since that time over the past 13 years. What's your career been like?
I was in an office for 8 years with the guy who got me into chiropractic. And during that time frame, we grew a practice. It was awesome. Helped a ton of people. I did some training as well, just to learn how to communicate. Communication in chiropractic is key. The Coast for Chiro was very essential and vital in my career. Just tell me the communication skills I got from that was second to none. We got to the end of my time at my old office, and things it didn't work out. We'll leave it at that. It was time for us to move on and make a decision. And then I had another mentor of mine. I started at his practice right before the world went nuts. I actually bought him out 2.5 years ago, and we haven't stopped, man. It's been a blessing.
Yeah, I think let's talk about the confidence and what Close for Chiro actually does for chiropractors, because they were a sponsor of ours for some time. And I think that chiropractic, that this is like an essentials, like, and since they've come onto the map, I think that what they do is absolutely essential for every chiropractor to understand, because you're right. The self-esteem and confidence that you get when you know how to talk, it changes the game.
I didn't know how to talk to people. I mean, I could puke chiropractic on anybody, but Close for Chiro intentionally gives you a skill set to help them better. It's not for us. Yes, it will help your business. Yes, it's sales. No one likes the word sales in chiropractic, but get over it. It's you learning a skill set to serve your patient. And if you can utilize that to help more people, I mean, it changed my career course, put it that way.
I can't tell you how many people I've actually sent to that group. And still today, after 7 years, people are praising me for helping change their careers because they learned how to do the hardest things when it comes to being a chiropractic business person, is setting a plan and telling somebody that you have to pay.
And we hired an associate. He started yesterday. The first thing of our negotiation in our contract was, you're going to close for Chiro. You're doing this because this is vital to how we practice.
And I know that this is essential for our conversation today as faith. I know it's something we both share. And you were telling me before we started the interview today about this associate. And I know that there's been a chain of things happening since, you've come in with the new associate starting. But let's talk a little bit about faith and how that helps guide you.
Well, it's been especially the last 4 years, I feel myself, my family, my practice, we've gone closer to God because we had to rely on Him. I mean, the past 4 years has been absolutely crazy. 2019, I changed practices. That was a leap of faith. God put me in this new office for a reason. And I don't even know what that is yet, but it's changing every month. Then March of 2020 hit, the world went nuts. I don't know if I can work on Monday. Huge leap of faith. You fight for your practice. You fight for what you feel is right, the medical freedom, all that stuff. My wife, the day our state shut down, found out she was pregnant with our second. I'm like, really? Come on. And putting faith in God, and she's a nurse, and she got thrown into the COVID unit a couple weeks into lockdown. And it's like, all right, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. But put our faith in God, and we got stronger for it. Our practice grew. Our relationship with my wife grew. Our relationship with others grew. Everything was growing. And it's just putting your faith in God to trust that He has a plan for you. And you just got to listen to it. None of it's on our time clock. And then 2 years into that is when I got the opportunity to buy this practice and have now my mentor turn into my associate, which it's been such a blessing, man. It's so much fun. And I owe it all to God, and there's no other ways to put it.
Well, you just saying that like stirs up a lot of emotion for me because I love it when we spend time together because we pray at meals. We stay in touch with each other. You've asked me like guidance on structuring intention with things. And I think that we all should rely on each other a little bit more and find this thing in chiropractic called community. And I think it's really cool that you were able to transition your associate's the guy that wants less work, but you want guidance. And I think it's a matter of faith that all lined up for you.
And even if things are bad, even if things are really good, you still have to rely on it. I mean, just when times are bad, you just go, oh, now I have faith in this. No, the faith is in the good too, and praise. You got to praise God for that. And it's so important to have that community because we are not meant to do this alone. Whether it's in chiropractic, whether it's in your marriage or friendship, we're not meant to do it alone.
So let's talk about the community. 13 years. You work and practice where you grew up, right?
Correct.
What's it like to go back home after university and getting your chiropractic degree and serving the community that you grew up in?
To be honest, to start, it was tough because everyone saw you as the little boy, the high school kid. So the people in the community that you knew in your circle, some of them came and saw you, but some of them still saw you as a little kid. So it was you had to grow up pretty quick.
So what was the thing that flipped a switch for you and it all started making sense? How long were you in practice before that happened?
Probably right around the time I did close for Chiro. It's the confidence. Hey, I know I can help you. Stop seeing me as a young kid. I can help you. And it's having that confidence and knowing how to listen and knowing how to talk to them, to show them your confidence of maybe this guy can help me.
So you had to reframe your confidence in order to feel like you could take that next leap.
Right. This is what I do best. This is how I can help you. If it's not a good fit, I understand, but I know what my product is and I know it can serve you.
So besides Close for Chiro, is there any advice that you would give to a younger DC that might be starting out?
Find someone that can teach you, whether it's a teach coach, whether it's a good office. As you know, our profession loves to spit out young docs. They hire them, they fire them, they put non-competes on them, and they blast them. You can't come in my town anymore. The only way you're going to survive is going somewhere else, and it's disgusting. But with that being said, and I have a heart for this as well, is we want to groom good doctors. We want to groom good leaders. So young docs, just find someone that you resonate with and be coachable and absorb all the information. This guy coming into our office now has 39 years plus my 12. He's got so much to just lean on to help him be successful. And anyone like that, if you just allow it, absorb it.
Yeah, I interact with a lot of students also, and a lot of students listen to our show. And my advice to them is always pick good mentors and learn, and continuously work on your philosophy and your adjusting skills, and everything else kind of falls in for you. But you have to understand marketing and sales. Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of these things that you're talking about, so important and so vital to the way that people grow a practice and have confidence doing that. And those are a lot of things, honestly, when people do like the association meetings, they don't talk about these things.
You're going to have different mentors for different phases of your career. I mean, my first mentor was the guy who brought me into chiropractic. My second mentor was a business life coach. My third mentor was the guy who I bought the practice from. And these are all different mentors in different phases of life that I am grateful for, whether it ended good or bad or perfect. It's a huge part of your life story, and it's all gotten to me where I'm at now.
You made it to Chiro Hustle. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession on the world's #1 chiropractic podcast. This episode is brought to you by Excite Medical and the DRX 9000, Chiro HD, Softwave, Cool Blue VA, Bridge Financial, 100% Chiropractic, Chiro Health USA, Chiro Script AI, Chiro Moguls, the Chiro Speaking Company, New Patients in a Box, Pure Chiro Notes, Titronics, Sherman College of Chiropractic, Life Chiropractic College West, Pro Hockey Chiros, Pro Baseball Chiros, and the IFCO. You can benefit from a full list of sponsors by visiting our sponsor page at chirohustle.com/sponsors. Links in the description. Now, let's hustle. That makes me think a little bit in the future now. I believe that we're talking a lot about like nurturing the relationships. We're talking about having faith for ourselves and having faith for our family when times are lean, where everybody's confused. They don't know what to do or where to go or who to trust. Where do you go? Do you drift and sedate, or do you go towards something that anchors you in faith and prosperity? And I was just driving today to the studio, and I was looking at this like building going up, and I was like, man, I'm sure that a lot of people out here in Grand Junction, Colorado looked at that field for 60, 70 years, and they were just happy that nothing was built on it, and things change. And now they're building something on this land, which is very metaphorical to the way I see chiropractic moving and transitioning forward is some people want to keep everything the way that it used to be. And some people are like, hey, let's build on this. And like when I go back to my hometown, Davenport, Iowa, I'm like, man, what's changed? What's the same? And do I like what's changed? And I think that, some businesses during the past 4 years, they went down and you see these vacant buildings and vacant storefronts, but that's just a sign of times, I believe. Like everything has a flux, everything has a peak and a valley, and everything has like the growth of chiropractic has that with it too. We go back and romanticize sometimes when these older docs talk about the Mercedes 80s.
Yeah.
And here's the funny part. Most people don't call it this, but the next 10 years were called the Nissan 90s. and now we're in the close for Chiro era where people are moving away from all that and going towards cash. And I guess my interest with saying all of this and building up to the question is, how do you see, I guess, the next decade of chiropractic? Maybe not like globally, but specifically in your state, Michigan.
In general, for healthcare or sick care, what I'm seeing is all these people they're not trusting the big corporate stuff. So even some of my medical friends are going into private practice. They may struggle, but a lot more people are trusting them and are willing to pay. Insurance, as much as it is pretty good in our area, people are willing to pay for a service that is actually solving their life problems. And I don't know which way it's going to go. We run a hybrid model of cash, insurance. We meet people where they're at. And I think if you sit there and just talk with people and meet them where they're at, you're going to have a lot more success because you know how to communicate that. And they're going to trust you.
The thing I've seen trending is chiros do cash, and then they produce a super bill for the patient to submit for themselves, to where they're not playing the denial letter middleman person. And then the person that wants those benefits can see what it takes to actually get reimbursed for the work that they're looking to have a chiropractor discount for. So I think it's wise that chiros do cash. And I'm not saying that every chiro should follow my philosophy, but if I opened up clinics, I would say, great, we're a cash practice, but if you wanted to submit a super bill to your own policy, feel free. We'll print it out for you.
Yep. It's the practice that I bought. I'll call it an old school office. I mean, these were the good old boys of chiropractic. I mean, they helped so many people. Like you said, the Mercedes 80s, Nissan 90s. They were really, a lot of these good old boys, they were really good at it. And now I have a chance to work for somebody, and now I have a chance to purchase one. So I'm taking a closer chiro blend and meshing it with an old school office, and it works. It works really well, helping these patients that are maybe, we call them blue mooners, come in every 3 or 4 months, and now telling them the importance of wellness or maintenance once a week, once a month, just keep it. And they're like, oh yeah, I should have listened to this guy who told me this 10 years ago. It's just communicated different now, and I think people are understanding, not waiting for something and being proactive in it.
I believe it's one step further. I believe that it's that philosophy that we both know is give them what they want, sell them what they need.
Yep.
And you said meeting them in the middle or giving them advice on like a more frequent lifestyle pattern with chiropractic. It's always about giving them what they want and selling them what they need. And I believe that that's the key to every chiropractor out there to ever have the confidence that you've gained is honestly, man, I'll just tell you, like, if a doc didn't graduate like over 10 years ago, I don't think that they're as good as adjuster. If a doc didn't graduate at least 10 years ago, I don't think they're as competent. And it might be me, but this is what I hear from other people. So I need to know that chiropractors have been nicked up, that they went out and did an associate thing, that they went out and, stress their limits to see 400 a week working at a joint. I think that that's the only way for a chiropractor to be forged into an actual chiropractor, is to have that life experience, get nicked up a bit and learn. And then they become all the things that it takes a decade to acquire. But I do think that I really admire the chiropractor that makes it past 5 years, because they've obviously paid attention to the trends. They know that sick care is failing. They're leaning all into nervous system chiropractic and cash. They know that they're the solution, and they're starting to brand and communicate a different way that I believe that the future client's looking for. Because like you said, the trust and the gravity towards the old model is starting to crumble. And that's why you do see so many integrated offices where a chiro will bring on an MD or a nurse practitioner, because those people that worked in that evil empire model, they're saying, hey, bro, I want to roll with you. I like the way you guys do things. I think the adjustment's better for people. I don't think we should be prescribing as much as we do. I'm tired of being stuck in a system that wants to blackball me if I do anything they tell me not to do. Can I come hang out with you guys, you awesome chiropractors? And I see that that's the trend that is probably more progressive right now and will happen more in the 10 years, is smaller cell groups start banding together for the patient, not for the corporations and big box medical centers.
I love working with PTs, man. One of my really good, he's even a mentor of mine. He's a PT down the road, and we bounce patients back and forth all the time. Why? Because it's best for the patient. He does stuff every day that I don't do or don't have time to, and we're turning the power back on and getting things realigned. It's been such a cool model that if we just work together, people are going to be healthier.
Bro, I listen to Andy Frisella's 75 Hard, and he's always broing people. I'm like, if he says bro one more time, but I just broed you. But I think honestly, like, the consumer is going to have to become more savvy, and they're not going to want to go into emergency medical facilities. They're going to want to have lifestyle maintenance. Whereas back in the day, like, a man that came up to me that wanted chiropractic, like, his leg's nearly falling off. Now, when a guy comes up and sees me, he's like, I would rather see what you guys are doing and try you instead of that. He goes, because I've saw what it's done to people since 2020, and I don't want that. And the PTs back in the day, they used to walk by me when I was out doing chiropractic marketing events, and they would scoff at me and like say something stupid, like, or their significant other were like, he's a PT. Like, I'm like, cool. And, I think there's room for all of us at the table. And I think that we have to progressively build new ground. And like I was telling you about that dirt lot that's actually building a building on it, people might not want that, but that's the evolution of times.
Right.
And I can't tell them to not build that building. And I can't tell somebody not to integrate with the PT. As long as we keep chiropractic philosophy and principles chiropractic and we don't call it other stuff, we're going to do just fine.
Right. We hold to our truth, hold to our faith. But again, I go back to it. Do it with community. I mean, it's so important.
Yeah, it's been really fun today talking to you about all things chiropractic, faith, community, confidence. I think that's a big anchor of today's show, how to regain confidence or find confidence and give yourselves permission to be the best. I think that that's a big thing I learned from John DeMartini years ago. He told me no one would do my push-ups for me. He's like, you have to give yourself permission to be great. No one else is going to wake up in the morning and do that for you. You have to do that for yourself. And that day that he told me that, like 2015, like the lights turned on for me. I was like, wow, we want to please everybody, but we don't please ourselves.
And it's so important to build that team around you. People are going to hold you accountable. I couldn't do what I do right now, one without my wife, one without my faith, my kids, my staff. every person along this step that's helped me get to where I couldn't do it without them. And it's been such a huge blessing. I know God's put me in the right place. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up. One of them going on a mission trip is for chiropractic and to serve the kingdom. It's such a blessing, and God's put these people in my life, including you, to keep pushing me. And it's very grateful.
Yeah, my catalyst personality is I want everybody's feet to the fire. I want everybody to feel a little bit of heat and start to move in a positive fashion and to wake up a little bit. And really, that's why we've been doing this show for the past 7 years. Is I felt that there was a huge void, and I listened to Gary Vee quite a bit, and he always was like, "Hey, man, the brands that make it the furthest are the ones that never make it about them." And I think that that's really beautiful about chiropractic. But I also think that what we do and support chiropractic is serving a niche need that people need these chiropractic stories. Like your friends, your family, your wife, your kids in the future, like they'll listen to this. Your patient base, they'll listen to this. Your buddies you went to college with, they'll listen to this. And it titrates chiropractic globally into our subconscious priming and programming. When we hear these stories and we hear this conviction for this profession, they can, like I said during my talk, we've made a catalog of story of chiropractic telling what chiropractic is, that even if we went to court and they tried to change chiropractic, they couldn't, because we have irrefutable evidence of chiropractors talking about their awesome profession. And you can't change something that has this much evidence. Like we could take it to court and drop a 3 terabyte hard drive onto somebody's desk and say, "Hey bro, listen to this and tell me what chiropractic is." So
That'd be fun.
I love it. I love it. Closing out today, you've been doing this 13 years. Tell us a miracle story. Tell us something that you've seen that's not only like touched your heart, but changed somebody's life.
Oh man, there's a lot of them. One of the most rewarding things I've ever done in chiropractic was adjusting my own son an hour after he was born. My wife went into labor. She stopped, got induced. Everything seemed to be okay. And all of a sudden her labor stopped again after they induced her. And turns out my son was breached the whole time. And I was very angry. I was upset. He was stuck in a pike position. Feet were up here. So was the head. So everyone thought it was okay because the feet were up high. So they had to have emergency C-section. My kid came out. He was stuck in pike position. His hands were up. And I finally got he was just screaming. And I laid my hands on him. And I can remember to this day, it was a left atlas. And I just put my hands on him with little pressure and just tried to release that tension. And you could see his whole entire body relax. And everyone in the room, the nurse practitioners were like, they called him Twisty Baby, not Tristan, but Twisty Baby, because of the way he was shaped. And they diagnosis codes, scoliosis, hip dysplasia, they've had everything out there. And the nurse practitioner said to me, he's got the right dad. And his skull was overlapped, his sutures were overlapped. And to me, that was one of the coolest things I was ever to be a part of is helping my own son. Now, there's been plenty of other stories with helping patients that all of them are amazing. Headaches going away in young kids, back pain, people be on the walk. But the fact that kid was born to us and we were helped. Now he's swimming like crazy, golfing like a madman. I had him see one of my friends who's a diplomat in chiropractic just to get my emotions out of adjusting my kid. And that kid's life was changed from chiropractic more than he will ever know. And to me, that's a miracle that kid was born to us. I was his dad. The community and friendship that I had around us to make sure that kid was the healthiest kid, unvaccinated kid that you'll ever meet. and he might be a little, he's got a little of his redhead fire in him, but he's such a blessing. And I have that picture on my wall in my office, and patients ask me about it all the time. And it's a great segue into seeing if we can help their family. And it's to me, that's the biggest blessing that I've had is being able to serve my own son.
Well, that is an anchor of why. And, you know, if I've learned anything about stories in this world, you have to have a why so big that it's bigger than your why not. And I think that it's very valuable. And anybody that listens to the end of this episode is going to definitely hear an amazing chiropractic miracle story. If people want to learn more about you or connect with you or have you on their show, because I think this was an awesome episode, where can we send people to?
My website is grandvillechiropractor.com. I had a doctorzuidema.com, but it's currently down. I have to redo that. Anywhere on Facebook, my page is Dr. Lance Zuidema.
Grandvillechiropractor.com, everybody. Check out Dr. Lance Zuidema. Dr. Lance, your episode 648 of the Chiro Hustle podcast. Thanks for being our guest today.
Love you, James. It's been a pleasure. Look forward to seeing you.
It's so much fun today. I love you too. And whenever I'm back up there in the Grand Rapids, Grandville area, I'll shoot you a line, okay?
Sounds good, brother.
Well, I'll close out like I always do and tell you, you're just one story away. Keep hustling, guys. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now. Thanks for listening to Chiro Hustle. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.